Hello, boys and girls. Today's story is called Jesus' Little Missionary. Have you ever thought about what a missionary is, or even about being a missionary? Now, many of us think about missionaries as people who go to faraway places, far away from where they're born or grew up, and go and teach other people about Jesus. They may be going to places where people speak a different language, or they look very differently, or they eat different foods, or all of those things. And we don't really think of missionaries as people who go next door. Well, the story is to tell you that you can actually be a missionary right where you live. Our verse for today is from Galatians chapter 5, verse 22. This is sometimes called the fruits of the Spirit. I'm going to read it to you in two different versions so that you can better understand what it means. Galatians 5, verse 22. But the Spirit gives love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. There is no law that says that these things are wrong. Now I'm going to read it to you in a different version. God's Spirit makes us loving, happy, peaceful, patient, kind, good, faithful, gentle, and self-controlled. There is no law against behaving in any of these ways. Hello, Mummy, said Eleanor one day when she came home from school. Do you know what I realized today? There are so many boys and girls who live around us who don't know anything about Jesus. I really would like to teach them about Jesus because I know that Jesus loves all the children of the world, including those who live next door to me. So I really want to do something. Do you think I can? Well, said Mom, what did you have in mind? That's a very good idea. Well, said Eleanor, I've got this talking backpack, that can play music and things. So I thought perhaps I could invite some friends over and I could sing songs with them, teach them some songs and tell them some Bible stories like the ones we learn in Sabbath school. And yeah, they can invite other friends as well. Oh, that's a great idea, said Mom. Good, said Eleanor. Can we start this week? Like Friday evening? Okay, said Mom. Let's get everything ready. So Eleanor prepared what she could. Mom and Eleanor made some biscuits and some muffins, some healthy ones, as healthy as they could. And Eleanor invited a friend and another friend, and those friends were told that they could invite their own friends, and so on. By Friday evening, 12 children had been invited, and 12 children came to Eleanor's house. They all sat down in the living room. They sang some songs that Eleanor taught them, and they told some stories. Eleanor loved Bible stories. Now I wonder if you have a favorite, because I'm sure most boys and girls have favorites. I know David and Goliath is a big favorite with the boys. Maybe even Daniel and the Lion's Den. And for me, I like Esther, the story of Queen Esther, and the story of Ruth. There are so many lovely stories in the Bible. And what about stories that Jesus told, like the story about the Good Shepherd or the Good Samaritan? There are so many things to learn from the Bible. Well, Eleanor really enjoyed having friends over on Friday evenings. She made many new friends too. And as they carried on doing this week after week, Eleanor one day said to Mommy, Mommy, I don't even know how many children have been coming anymore, because every week there's someone new. I am going to pray that one day some of them will give their hearts to Jesus, because Jesus really loves them. That's a good prayer, said Mom. And so Eleanor started praying for all her friends who were coming to her Friday evening meetings. When about a year had passed, some of the boys and girls actually had given their hearts to Jesus and chosen Jesus as their special friend, and some of them got baptized. You can just imagine how excited and happy Eleanor was about that, because she really felt like a missionary now, because boys and girls who she had helped to learn about Jesus had given their hearts to Jesus. Now I wonder if you can try and be a missionary where you are. It's not that difficult, is it? If you can think about which of the fruits of the Spirit you think is really the hardest for you. Remember, it speaks about being patient and kind and loving and happy and friendly, and faithful, and gentle, and self-controlled. Now that's a big one, self-control, and I think a lot of us struggle with that one. Think about which one is difficult for you and speak to your mom and dad about it. Ask them how you can get better at it. Pray to Jesus and ask Him to help you to get better at doing the things or being more like the fruits of the Spirit. What about thinking about how you can find a Bible verse that gives you peace? This world is so full of bad things and violence and scary things, like even the coronavirus and all the people who are getting ill right now. Look in the Bible and find a verse that gives you peace, that helps you to know that Jesus is with you no matter what. And then share it with someone else. You can even talk about a project with your parents after this. Ask them to help you to think of a project that you can do, similar to Eleanor's, where she tried to reach out to others, but one that you can do, even though we are in lockdown at the moment, even though we can't mix with too many people. You can still talk to your friends, maybe by Zoom, maybe by WhatsApp, maybe by a FaceTime call, or maybe even just a normal telephone call. You can send a card, you can say something nice, you can smile when you do see people, and you can share Jesus' love that way. Think of a way that you can reach out to somebody else and let them know that they are special to God. Think about a way that you can let them know that Jesus is with them, even though things are tough and difficult and different at the moment. Maybe you can be a missionary to someone nearby you. I hope you enjoyed this little story today, and I hope that you will think about this a little bit more and try and be a missionary where you are.